You can go to your seat. And when you get your seat, I'll recognize you.
As it stands today in this chamber, there is no any organized sitting arrangement. And you recall that I raised this issue in our leadership meeting once, that it is not in order that senators will just choose where to sit like that. We should organize it. If the former minority leader decides to sit there, Mr. President, he deserves to sit there.
There is no microphone there.
There's no microphone there.
Mr. President, let us not take the Panadol for his headache. He chooses to sit there. If he decides now on his own volition to go to where there is a mic and speak, Mr. President, we should oblige him. But let me advise that please, even though we have only 6-7 months to go, let's do what is right.
Senator Akpabio, the point I was saying to you, if you had waited, was that there was no microphone in that place, and you should know. That is why I'm now, as you are now the point, we're going to carry on.
Mr. President, with due respect, all I expect from this Senate today is a letter of apology. It's an apology to me, not even by way of letter, even verbal apology. I represent a constituency. I know my contribution to Nigeria. If the clerk of the Senate has authorized that I should sit here, and I was so embarrassed here today, we cannot run the Senate on a partisan basis.
Any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he shall be prepared to move without notice. A motion declaring that the content of breach of privilege has been
suspension immediately.
So these are two videos. I mean, I just really need to compare these two videos. The other one was Godswill Akpabio, senator then, during the time of Senate President Saraki. He was told to go and speak. His own was even to speak from a position or speak from a seat that has microphone so that everyone could hear him, and he was protesting. It's still the same issue he had with Natasha Akpoti yesterday. His seat was reassigned. At the time, the chambers was not fully constituted, so anybody could sit anywhere. And at the time, there was a seat that was reassigned to him. But not even that he was sitting there. The Senate President at that time, Saraki, said he should go to the seat that has microphone so that when he speaks, everybody could hear him. But he refused. He was protesting. Now, to tell you that Saraki is more intelligent, or sorry to say, more brilliant than now Senate President Godswill Akpabio. He handled it professionally, and he was able to calm the whole thing down. And that was why when I heard yesterday Akpabio saying that he's not going to sanction Natasha, but he knows he can't sanction her because he just received the test of his own medicine. He did the same thing to Saraki because he had his members in APC at the time, and APC was actually against PDP. They were kicking against PDP, and Saraki, throughout his reign, was able to tame all of them. So how can you tell somebody not to speak, that she's out of order and all of that? She should speak from a seat you reassigned her. And she said, look, order on privileges. She was reading. Can you even believe that in the clip, Senator Godswill Akpabio was asking for the code that he used to suspend Natasha, but Senate President doesn't know the code from their code of conduct that he should use at that time to suspend or eject Natasha Akpoti out of the chambers. So it's a disgrace, total disgrace. I don't even expect him to sanction Natasha Akpoti, because that was the same thing he was doing to Saraki. People call it karma, whatever thing you call it, but Senator Godswill Akpabio will reap, whatever thing he has sowed during Saraki's time. It can happen to anyone. Today he's Senate President, and he's actually reaping what he sowed during the time of Saraki. But when we compare, Senator Natasha Akpoti's own is that she was told to, I believe, to speak from the news that she was, reassigned to, and she refused. Godswill Akpabio was told to speak, from a seat that has microphone, so that everyone could hear him. Because you are speaking, your voice should be audible for everyone to hear you, not just those sitting side by side with you, but also for the Senate President to hear what you are saying, to know how to contribute or what to say on the motion you are raising or whatever. And he was, raising his voice and all of that. There was a video I'm looking for. I didn't get it. Yes, that Lawan. I didn't get the full video. Lawan was actually speaking on his behalf, begging that she will allow him. He can speak from anywhere. All of them at the time were supporting him. So I don't expect them to even criticize Natasha Akpoti now, because that was the same thing that Godswill Akpabio did. So who should we call a hypocrite here? Who should we call a proud and arrogant person? Is it Godswill Akpabio of Senate President Bukola Saraki time, or now Natasha Akpoti of now Godswill Akpabio time?